Have you ever wondered why some people seem to rise above every challenge while others get stuck in the same place year after year? The truth is, real success isn't about luck, talent, or even working the hardest. It's about the silent choices, the things you refuse to tolerate, the habits you eliminate, and the mistakes you never let take root. In this story, you'll discover the hidden rules that separate those who only dream from those who actually achieve. If you're ready to unlock the next level of your life, it starts with what you're willing to let go. Success is not a secret code reserved for a chosen few. It's not about luck, or being born with a rare talent, or having access to hidden resources. The real difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck is found in the small, silent choices made every single day. High achievers don't just work harder. They work smarter by refusing to let certain mistakes take root in their lives. They know that progress is not just about what you do, but about what you avoid. The habits you refuse, the distractions you eliminate, and the boundaries you protect are just as important as your goals. Every day, you are faced with choices that either move you forward or quietly hold you back. The path to real achievement is not paved with grand gestures, but with the discipline to say no to what doesn't serve you. This is the hidden rule of real success. It's not just about building, but about defending what you've built. The journey to the top is not a straight line, but a series of decisions. Some bold, some quiet, that shape your future. High achievers understand that what you allow is just as important as what you pursue. They are vigilant, not just about their actions, but about their standards. They know that every compromise, every distraction, every small mistake can quietly erode the progress they've worked so hard to build. That's why they are relentless about protecting their edge, even when no one is watching. The first silent mistake that quietly destroys progress is the urge to please everyone. It's tempting to keep everyone happy, to avoid conflict, and to seek approval from those around you. But this habit is a silent thief. When you spend your energy managing other people's expectations, you lose sight of your own direction. You start performing for applause instead of leading with purpose. High achievers understand that every yes to someone else is a no to something that truly matters. They are not unkind, but they are clear about their boundaries. They protect their time, their focus, and their energy, even if it means disappointing a few people along the way. Real progress is rarely convenient, and leadership often means being misunderstood. The courage to stay true to your path, even when others question it, is the foundation of every great achievement. You cannot build a meaningful life if you are always worried about being liked. The more you try to manage perceptions, the less time you spend building reality. High achievers know that people pleasing is expensive. It costs clarity, direction, and energy. They choose long-term alignment over short-term harmony. And they are willing to be misunderstood if it means staying true to their mission. The second mistake high achievers avoid is waiting for motivation to strike. Most people believe they need to feel inspired before they can take action. They wait for the perfect mood, the right energy, or a spark of excitement to get started. But motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the weather. High achievers don't depend on it. Instead, they build systems and habits that work regardless of how they feel. They show up because it's their standard, not because they're in the mood. Discipline, not motivation, is the real engine of progress. When you act consistently, even on the days you don't feel like it, you build trust with yourself. That trust is the foundation of confidence and momentum. High achievers know that action creates motivation, not the other way around. They don't wait for the feeling. They create it by moving forward, one step at a time, no matter what. The more you act without waiting for inspiration, the more you prove to yourself that you can be counted on. This self-respect is the real fuel for achievement. High achievers design their lives around non-negotiable routines, not fleeting emotions. They know that results don't wait for the perfect mood. They show up for those who show up, regardless of how they feel. The third mistake is chasing too many goals at once. Ambition is powerful, but scattered focus is dangerous. It's easy to believe that doing more means achieving more, but the opposite is true. When you stretch yourself too thin, you lose depth, clarity, and effectiveness. High achievers are ruthless with their priorities. They choose the one thing that matters most and give it their full attention. They understand that mastery comes from going deep, not wide. By eliminating distractions and saying no to good ideas that don't align with the mission, they create space for real progress. It's not about how much you can start. It's about how much you can finish. Simplicity and focus are the secret weapons of every high achiever. When you concentrate your energy, results show up faster and your confidence grows stronger. The fastest way to get nowhere is to try and go everywhere at once. High achievers know that every unfinished project drains energy and trust. They build momentum by finishing what they start, stacking wins, and letting each success strengthen the next. This is how they scale, not by doing more, but by doing what matters most over and over until it's built. The fourth mistake high achievers avoid is making decisions based on emotion. Everyone feels stress, fear, and doubt, but letting those emotions drive your choices is a recipe for chaos. High achievers have learned to pause, breathe, and respond instead of react. They build systems that protect their future from the turbulence of the present moment. Instead of letting a bad mood derail their plans, they stick to their standards and values. They know that emotions are signals, not orders. By separating their feelings from their actions, they make better decisions and avoid the regret that comes from impulsive choices. This emotional discipline is what keeps them anchored during storms and allows them to keep building even when things get tough. It's not about ignoring your feelings. It's about managing them so they don't manage you. High achievers create boundaries and pre-decisions. So when emotions run high, their standards remain steady. They know that leadership is not about acting when everything feels good, but about staying committed when emotions are working against you. This is how they build something solid, something that lasts. The fifth mistake high achievers avoid is mistaking movement for progress. In today's world, being busy is often celebrated, but activity does not always equal achievement. You can fill your calendar with meetings, tasks, and endless to-do lists, yet still feel like nothing meaningful is getting done. High achievers know the difference between being productive and just being busy. They measure their days by outcomes, not hours. Instead of chasing the feeling of being in motion, they focus on what actually moves the needle. They ask themselves, what did I finish today? What truly advanced my goals? This clarity allows them to cut through the noise and prioritize high leverage actions. They are not impressed by a packed schedule, they are obsessed with effectiveness. High achievers protect their most important work from distractions, limit multitasking, and create space for deep focus. They understand that real progress comes from doing less, but doing it better. Every action is intentional, every hour matters, and every result is measured by impact, not effort. The sixth mistake is ignoring recovery. In a culture that glorifies hustle and constant grind, rest is often seen as weakness. But high achievers know that burnout is not a badge of honor. It's a warning sign. They understand that sustainable success requires periods of deep recovery, not just relentless effort. Rest is not a break from the work, it's part of the work. High achievers schedule time to recharge, reflect, and reset. They protect their sleep, guard their energy, and make space for mental and emotional renewal. They know that creativity, clarity, and discipline all suffer when you're running on empty. By building recovery into their routine, they sharpen their edge and extend their capacity to perform at a high level over the long term. High achievers don't apologize for rest. They treat it as a strategic advantage. They know that a well-rested mind is more powerful, more resilient, and more capable of handling the challenges that come with big goals. The seventh mistake high achievers avoid is comparing themselves to others. In a world full of highlight reels and constant updates, it's easy to fall into the trap of measuring your progress against someone else's timeline. But comparison is a silent killer of momentum. High achievers know that their real competition is not out there. It's in the mirror. They focus on being better than they were yesterday, not better than someone else today. They use observation as information, not as a reason to doubt themselves. High achievers define their own values, their own pace, and their own path. They trust their process, even when it doesn't look like anyone else's. Every second spent analyzing someone else's journey is a second not spent building your own. High achievers protect their mind from the noise, stay anchored in their mission, and run their race with blinders on. This clarity allows them to build depth, master their craft, and create something truly unique. The eighth mistake is waiting for perfect conditions. Many people believe that once things settle, once they feel ready, or once the timing is just right, then they'll finally start. But that moment rarely comes. Perfection is a mirage. It looks real from a distance, but disappears as you get closer. High achievers don't wait for everything to be perfect. They move forward even when things are messy, uncertain, or uncomfortable. They understand that clarity comes from action, not from endless planning. Confidence is built through execution, not through waiting. High achievers trust themselves to figure things out along the way. They know that progress is found in inches, not miles, and that every step forward creates new opportunities for growth. By acting before they feel fully ready, they build self-respect and resilience. High achievers are not perfectionists. They are builders. They don't need the full path to take the first step, and that's what sets them apart. The ninth mistake high achievers avoid is letting comfort become the goal. After some success, it's tempting to relax, to pull back, and to settle into routines that feel safe. But comfort is a beautiful place to rest, not to live. High achievers know that growth begins where comfort ends. They intentionally seek out new challenges, raise their standards, and stretch themselves beyond what's easy. They understand that staying the same is not neutral, it's decline. The moment you stop pushing, you start sliding backward, often without even noticing. High achievers don't wait for life to force them to grow. They choose to evolve on purpose. They respect the life they've built by refusing to let it become stagnant. Every new level requires a new commitment, a new intensity, and a willingness to be uncomfortable again. This is how they keep their edge sharp and their progress alive, no matter how much they've already achieved. The 10th mistake high achievers avoid is forgetting who they're doing it for. It's easy to get lost in the details, to become consumed by endless tasks and responsibilities, and to lose sight of the original purpose behind your efforts. High achievers regularly reconnect with their why. They remind themselves of the deeper reason behind their goals, the impact they want to make, the legacy they want to leave, and the person they want to become. Without this sense of purpose, even the greatest achievements can feel empty. High achievers know that progress without meaning is just motion. They check in with themselves, asking if their actions are still aligned with their values and vision. If not, they adjust, refine, and realign. This self-awareness keeps their journey fulfilling, not just impressive. They understand that no trophy is worth it if it costs you your soul. And no amount of success matters if you forget who you were trying to become in the first place. Purpose is the anchor that keeps them grounded, especially when the pressure rises. High achievers also know that success is not a one-time event. It's a daily commitment. Every day brings new challenges, new distractions, and new opportunities to drift off course. That's why they practice vigilance, not perfection. They don't expect themselves to avoid every mistake forever, but they do expect themselves to notice when they're slipping. When they catch themselves repeating an old pattern or tolerating a bad habit, they don't ignore it. They correct it quickly before it becomes a new standard. This ability to reset, to return to alignment, is what keeps their progress steady over time. High achievers don't let one bad decision become a new identity. They hold themselves to a high standard, even when no one is watching. This daily discipline is what separates those who achieve lasting results from those who only experience short bursts of success. It's not about being perfect. It's about being honest and committed to growth every single day. Another hidden rule of real success is the power of subtraction. Most people believe that adding more goals, more tasks, more hustle will lead to greater achievement. But high achievers know that true progress often comes from removing what doesn't belong. They are ruthless about cutting out distractions, eliminating unnecessary commitments, and letting go of habits that drain their energy. They understand that clarity is found in simplicity, not in complexity. Every time they remove something that doesn't serve their mission, they create more space for what truly matters. This process of elimination is ongoing. High achievers regularly audit their routines, their relationships, and their mindset, asking, what can I let go of to move forward faster? They know that what you subtract is just as important as what you add. By clearing the runway, they allow their best self to take flight. This is how they maintain momentum and avoid being weighed down by clutter, both mentally and physically. High achievers also understand the importance of protecting their environment. They know that your surroundings shape your habits, your mindset, and ultimately your results. That's why they are intentional about who they spend time with, what information they consume, and where they invest their energy. They create spaces that support focus, creativity, and growth. This might mean limiting time with negative people, curating their social media feeds, or designing a workspace that inspires productivity. High achievers are not afraid to make hard choices about their environment, even if it means standing alone for a while. They know that success is not just about personal discipline, but about building systems and surroundings that make the right choices easier. By protecting their environment, they protect their progress. They understand that you can't always control what happens around you, but you can control what you allow into your world. This boundary is a powerful tool for staying on track. One of the most overlooked habits of high achievers is their commitment to reflection. In a world that values speed and constant action, taking time to pause and reflect can feel counterintuitive. But high achievers know that reflection is where growth happens. They regularly review their progress, celebrate their wins, and learn from their setbacks. This habit allows them to spot patterns, identify what's working, and make adjustments before small issues become big problems. Reflection is not about dwelling on mistakes. It's about extracting lessons and using them to move forward with greater wisdom. High achievers set aside time for journaling, meditation, or simply thinking deeply about their journey. This practice keeps them connected to their goals and helps them stay aligned with their values. By making reflection a non-negotiable part of their routine, they ensure that every step they take is intentional and informed by experience, not just impulse. High achievers know that the journey to success is not a solo mission. While they value independence and self-reliance, they also understand the power of building strong, supportive relationships. They seek out mentors, collaborators, and friends who challenge them to grow and hold them accountable to their highest standards. High achievers are intentional about the company they keep, knowing that the people around them can either lift them higher or pull them off course. They are not afraid to distance themselves from negativity or drama, even if it means making difficult choices. Instead, they invest in relationships that are rooted in trust, respect, and mutual growth. High achievers give as much as they receive, offering support and encouragement to others on their own journeys. They know that real success is amplified when shared, and that the right relationships can open doors, spark new ideas, and provide the strength needed to keep going when challenges arise. This network of support is a silent force behind every major achievement. Another key to sustained achievement is the ability to adapt. High achievers are not rigid in their approach. They are flexible and open to change. They understand that the path to success is rarely a straight line, and that setbacks, surprises, and obstacles are inevitable. Instead of resisting change, they embrace it as an opportunity to learn and grow. High achievers are quick to adjust their strategies when something isn't working, and they are not afraid to pivot when new information or opportunities arise. This adaptability is rooted in humility, the willingness to admit when a plan needs to change, and the courage to try something new. High achievers don't see failure as a dead end, but as valuable feedback. They use every experience, good or bad, to refine their approach and get closer to their goals. This mindset of continuous improvement keeps them moving forward, even when the road gets tough or the destination shifts. High achievers are also masters of time management. They understand that time is their most valuable asset, and they treat it with respect. Every minute is an investment, and they are careful about where and how they spend it. High achievers plan their days with intention, prioritizing the tasks that have the greatest impact and eliminating those that don't move them closer to their goals. They use tools and systems to stay organized, but they also know when to say no to new commitments that would dilute their focus. High achievers are not afraid to delegate, automate, or outsource tasks that others can handle, freeing up their own time for what matters most. They build routines that support their energy and productivity, and they protect their calendar from unnecessary meetings or distractions. By mastering their time, high achievers create space for deep work, creativity, and rest, ensuring that every day brings them closer to the life they want to build. One of the most powerful habits high achievers cultivate is gratitude. In the pursuit of big goals, it's easy to focus only on what's missing or what still needs to be done. But high achievers make it a point to regularly acknowledge and appreciate what they have accomplished and the opportunities they've been given. This practice of gratitude keeps them grounded, reduces stress, and fuels a positive mindset. High achievers know that success is not just about reaching the next milestone, but about enjoying the journey along the way. They celebrate small wins, express thanks to those who support them, and take time to notice the progress they've made. Gratitude helps them stay resilient during tough times and reminds them of the bigger picture. By focusing on abundance rather than scarcity, high achievers attract more opportunities and maintain the motivation needed to keep moving forward, no matter what challenges arise. High achievers also understand the importance of self-compassion. While they hold themselves to high standards, they do not beat themselves up over mistakes or setbacks. Instead, they treat themselves with kindness and patience, recognizing that growth is a process, not a destination. High achievers learn from their failures without letting them define their worth. They give themselves permission to rest, to recover, and to start again when things don't go as planned. This self-compassion fuels resilience, allowing them to bounce back stronger after every challenge. High achievers know that the journey to success is filled with ups and downs, and that being harsh with themselves only slows their progress. By practicing self-forgiveness and maintaining a positive inner dialogue, they create a foundation of confidence and courage. This gentle strength is what allows them to keep striving for excellence, even when the path is difficult or uncertain. High achievers are deeply committed to lifelong learning. They never assume they know it all, no matter how much they've accomplished. Instead, they approach every day with a beginner's mindset, always open to new ideas, feedback, and perspectives. High achievers read, listen, and seek out knowledge from a variety of sources: books, mentors, experiences, and even failures. They understand that the world is constantly changing, and staying relevant means staying curious. This hunger for learning keeps them adaptable and innovative, ready to face new challenges with fresh solutions. High achievers are not threatened by what they don't know. They are energized by the opportunity to grow. They ask questions, challenge their own assumptions, and are willing to be wrong if it means getting closer to the truth. This humility and curiosity are the engines that drive their continuous improvement, ensuring that their journey never stagnates and their potential keeps expanding. Another trait that sets high achievers apart is their ability to manage stress and pressure. They know that big goals come with big challenges, and that stress is an inevitable part of the journey. Instead of letting pressure break them, High achievers develop healthy coping strategies. They practice mindfulness, exercise, and other habits that help them stay calm and focused under pressure. High achievers are proactive about their mental health, seeking support when needed and never ignoring the warning signs of burnout. They understand that resilience is not about never feeling stress, but about responding to it in a way that keeps them moving forward. High achievers use stress as a signal to pause, reflect, and adjust their approach if necessary. They don't let temporary setbacks derail their long-term vision. By managing their emotions and maintaining perspective, they turn challenges into opportunities for growth and pressure into fuel for progress. High achievers are also skilled at setting boundaries, not just with others, but with themselves. They know that saying yes to everything is a fast track to overwhelm and mediocrity. High achievers are clear about their priorities and are not afraid to say no to requests, opportunities, or even habits that don't align with their mission. They understand that every commitment comes with a cost, and they are careful to protect their time, energy, and focus. Setting boundaries is not about being selfish, it's about being strategic. High achievers communicate their limits with respect and clarity, ensuring that others understand what is and isn't acceptable. They also set boundaries with themselves, resisting the urge to procrastinate, overcommit, or fall back into old patterns. This discipline allows them to stay on track, avoid distractions, and make steady progress toward their goals. Boundaries are the invisible lines that protect their vision and keep their journey intentional. One of the final secrets of high achievers is their ability to celebrate progress, not just perfection. They understand that the journey to success is made up of countless small steps, and that waiting for the big win can make the process feel endless. High achievers take time to acknowledge every milestone, no matter how small. They celebrate effort, consistency, and growth, knowing that these are the true markers of achievement. This habit of recognizing progress keeps them motivated and prevents burnout. High achievers don't let setbacks overshadow their successes. Instead, they use every win as fuel to keep going. They share their victories with others, spreading positivity and inspiring those around them. By focusing on progress rather than perfection, high achievers maintain a sense of fulfillment and joy throughout their journey. This mindset shift turns the pursuit of success into a rewarding adventure, rather than a stressful race to an ever-moving finish line. In the end, the real difference between high achievers and everyone else is not found in talent, luck, or even hard work alone. It's found in the silent choices, the mistakes they refuse to make, the boundaries they protect, and the standards they uphold, even when no one is watching. High achievers know that success is not just about what you add to your life, but what you are willing to remove. They eliminate distractions, excuses, and habits that hold them back. They stay true to their purpose, adapt to change, and keep moving forward, one intentional step at a time. The journey is not always easy, and mistakes will happen, but high achievers correct their course quickly and never let setbacks define them. They build a life that is not just impressive on the outside, but deeply fulfilling on the inside. If you want to unlock your own potential, start by letting go of what no longer serves you. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and visit our channel for more inspiring stories and powerful lessons.